Welcome to today's panel discussion on one of the most critical and timely topics in the healthcare industry, workforce management, recruiting, retaining, and training Gen Z healthcare professionals. Generation Z are entering the workforce with unique perspectives, innovative skills, and digital expertise, making them an invaluable asset to the healthcare sector. However, integrating this new generation into our healthcare systems presents distinct challenges and opportunities as well. Today, we are honored to have a distinguished panel of experts who will delve into some important questions and share their insights on this topic. Join me in welcoming our esteemed panelists, Ms. Ekta Modi, COO at Parul Sevashram Hospital, Mr. Pushpendra Sirkavar, COO at Rythm Heart Institute, Mr. Ankush Gupta, CEO and Director at Sterling Accuris Laboratories, Ms. Kaynat Shaikh, CEO of Amena Khatun Multispeciality Hospital. Round of applause, people. Mr. Ravi Panchal, Leadership and Development Manager at S&P Global. And Dr. Hardik Shah, Hospital Administrator at Dr. Jivraj Mehta Hospital. Thank you all for being here. We look forward to an engaging and enlightening discussion. Let's get started. We'll keep it short and crisp, don't worry. Ms. Modi, in your role as COO, what initiatives have you found to be most successful in creating a work environment that attracts and retains Gen Z professionals in the healthcare sector?
Thank you, Dr. Neharika. I think since morning we are talking about patients and doctors and all, but I think people management is one of the key role of all the administrators and the hospital owners sitting over here. So I think people management is an art. And there is no book which says how to manage your team or how to manage a specific organization, because each organization has its own challenges and its own things to overcome those challenges. So I think what we do at our hospital is, since we have a staff of more than 1,200 plus, so Gen Z, yes, as you rightly said, but there is no single Gen Z. We have to balance all the generations in a hospital because there are a variety of people working in the same department. So I think making them informed and giving them opportunity to grow is very important. So homegrown management is one of the key factors which we follow at our hospital. So for any new position, the first priority is given to our own hospital staff so that they can promote inside their hospital. Second thing, we have a hot afternoon. So HOT stands for honest, open, and two-way communication channel with our HR. So it says talk to HR in hot time. And there are certain more things done by the management to engage employees for their learning and giving them opportunities to grow in their own field. Thank you.
Those are some really innovative ideas. Mr. Sirkavar, given your experience with single specialty hospitals, what specific approaches do you use to retain Gen Z healthcare professionals, and how do you address their career growth aspirations within a specialized field?
Thank you. As we are living in instant noodle and microwave era, especially Gen Z, when we talk about, they want everything faster. They don't want to wait. They have less intolerance in their nature. But when I recruit them, it is very important that I give them a purpose to work with us. Without purpose, they are like, मेरे एक सर कहते थे कि घोड़ा जो बिना लगाम का होता है वो कोई काम का नहीं होता है. So purpose with pleasure is like a lagam for them because they want to grow very, very fast. Second is more empowerment and less approvals. When they work, they tend to work independently. They want their empowerments. When I started my career, I refrained from joining corporate hospital just because I knew that the approvals, कुछ करना है 2 रुपए की चाय की authority नहीं है. सर को मेल डालना है, सर approve करेंगे. So I always joined, small organizations wherein I can work independently, where I have empowerment to work. So that is very important. Third, which I believe is, don't count them on quantity. Usually we give them targets. Rather than giving them targets, count them on quality of work. Measure their work quality rather than work quantity, which is again a very important. And Gen Zs are very adaptive, very fast. You know, they have a good sense of adapting things very fast. So I believe that they can do everything if they are mentored properly.
Sir, I agree with your instant noodle theory, for sure. Mr. Gupta, with the rise of digital technology and innovation in healthcare, how do you leverage these tools to enhance the recruitment, retention, and training of Gen Z professionals in your labs?
See, as far as technology is concerned, we need to understand that attraction of talent means building brand. Most of the organizations, they build brand for consumers, but we don't build brand for employees. We read about employer branding, but we actually don't do it. Gen Z is about Instagram, Facebook, and social media. So you need to be more cognizant of how you project your organization on these medias to attract people so that they apply, the best talent apply to your organization. As far as retention is concerned, most of the organizations, they lack a culture of appreciation. We are very, very sort of timid in appreciating people, because when we appreciate people, we feel that their performance appraisal demands will go up, their expectations from the organizations will go up. When you build a culture of appreciation and project their performance across the organization, it is not only about money, it is not about promotion, it is also about recognition of their work, as he rightly said, that quality needs to be measured vis-a-vis the outcomes in quantifiable terms. As far as training is concerned, if you see Gen Z, most of it is about digital. At our company, we hire almost, as of now, we hold around 2,000 people across more than 200 locations, which is a very, very difficult task because we have micro organizations holding 10 people, 12 people, 15 people. So you need to build a technology platform. Most of our training is on YouTube channel. We have a private YouTube channel, which is integrated with learning management software. And most of our people, they go through the content in multiple languages, English, Hindi, Gujarati, as whatever is comfortable to them. Because training such a diverse workforce with different intelligence levels, with different IQs, different wavelength becomes very, very difficult. So if you really use technology well, I think attraction, retention, as well as training people is not a very difficult task if you understand what Gen Z is all about.
Social media aspect is very true. Half of the people must be here on social media as we speak. Ms. Shaikh, what challenges do you face in managing the expectations of Gen Z health professionals in a trust hospital setting? And what strategies do you use to address these challenges?
First of all, I want to thank Mehta and the whole team to, considering the trust hospitals as well and making this huge event for them as well. So major points has been we are facing the same challenges what Gen Z is facing, but the trust hospital, we have two major concerns. There is a budget constraints, and another is because of the budget constraints, we can't hire the talent immediately. We have to get them trained and get them motivation and all that. So the strategies which we use at our hospital is that we are very rigorous in our recruitment process. So we try to hire the generations in this who are motivated, self-motivated. We don't need to motivate them. We have our processes on the line because every time we have lots of attritions and all that. So we have our processes in the line that whenever the new one is coming, they know that what system they have to follow. Good part is that we integrate them in this community activities, volunteering activities in camps and all that. So they are very much because of Instagram and all that we are doing camp here, we are doing this. So these generations are very much self-motivated and they interact, and that is a motivational power we get to them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Panchal, as someone who leads the Learning and Leadership Development Department at a non-healthcare multinational company, what is your view on the importance of leadership training for Gen Z professionals in a healthcare organization, be it small or large?
For sure. Thanks for this question, and thanks to these Medicines and the entire event. I think this is fabulous. I can see most of the people are still here while we are hearing buzzers out of time. But I'll make it short. I think it's also good to understand, I'm here invited as a non-healthcare professional, But Gen Zs are Gen Zs, right? We have talked about it. It would be interesting to see, if we know how many percentage of Indian workforce is going to be Gen Zs by 2025. So does anybody have an idea? What percentage of our Indian workforce population is going to be Gen Zs next year?
Quite a lot, I'm guessing.
27 to 30% by the end of this year and in 2025. So, I mean, training, leadership training, and for Gen Z is not just important, I think it's imperative now. And try to understand their perspective. And we talked about their perspective, what they bring on the table. They're a very diverse group of people, and that's what they kind of, always appreciate. This is the generation that has grown up with internet, mobile devices in their hand, and pretty much everything on the on the click of a button. So always important to understand that from a training perspective, from a development of this generation perspective, technology is also important, right? I think gone are the days where you would have 2 days, 3 days of a workshop for these people, and sitting there and just listening to some great leader talking about, how to be a good leader and all. They'll rather appreciate being on social media, Instagram, and I'm really appreciative of the fact that you already started a YouTube channel where they can go and do this micro learnings, because that's important. This is a Netflix generation, so they also want training and development from a Netflix style. So there are a lot of apps right now which gives bite-sized learning, and that is what I think is the need of an hour. They really don't want an hour-long session to talk about how they can kind of develop themselves, upskill themselves. They want to perform and do it by themselves. They just need a hint in terms of what is the right approach. So I think that training development perspective is very should be very modern in that sense as well for this generation. And I think we all also have to understand that diversity, inclusion is also that this generation has brought a lot, with what we started hearing a lot now these days. So try to understand, that not one way or one way of doing this training is going to help all the kind of people. So we'll have to address this in a different way. We always try to think, ek training kar liya, leadership workshop kar liya, now everybody is, all geared up to, be a great leaders. That's not how it would work for this generation for sure. I think it's more about what they believe in themselves, trying to understand that, what they, somebody talked about giving them the purpose, right? So giving them the right purpose and making them understand that, okay, what we are doing is benefit for the organization and how it's benefiting them as well, because this generation is all about what's in for me, right? And they really want to grow fast. So I think, from a leadership development standpoint as well, it's very, very important that we do start focusing on how we can kind of cater to this generation and, make it much more, more aware and upskill them, for the kind of goals and objectives that we really want to achieve as an organization. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are unanimously getting a lot of social media impact and the importance of social media in today's time. So, Dr. Shah, in a trust hospital setting, what unique challenges do you face in recruiting and retaining Gen Z healthcare professionals? And what innovative training programs have you implemented to ensure their long-term engagement and professional growth?
Okay. First of all, good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone. It is great pleasure for me to be here with such a learned healthcare leaders. Coming to your questions, for a trust hospital, the challenging is pertained in the recruitment. So, being a trust hospital or corporate or private hospital, the same challenges we face for the recruitment. But yes, for Gen Z, if we focus on the first part of the recruitment, which is a connecting with the candidate. So Gen Z is more active in terms of the LinkedIn, social media platform, web portal, job portal, emails, while old traditional generation was still looking for the newspaper advertisement or direct walk-in. So connection is not a big challenge for the Gen Z. But in second aspect, for the recruitment, after connecting the employees during the interview, Gen Z is more willing to join based on the brand value of the organization. They focus on the value-added benefit in terms of the flexi shift, monetary benefit, career growth, learning opportunities, and many more value-added benefit other than the perks. So it is a bit challenging, but yes, somehow at Jivraj Mehta Hospital, we do have a system where we offer and we satisfied their needs. So it is easy to cope up the things. It is challenges, but not in terms of the not possible. And yes, they are also looking for the transparent appraisal system. So we do have a implemented one software where we provide the online appraisal system which is linked with their KR and KPI. So it is on transference mode. Gen Z is more active in terms of the training and learning and development. So we do have a online platforms where we conduct all the trainings on the digital platform. So anytime they can access and they can view and they can participate in the trainings. So yes, by using the technology, we are overcoming that challenges. And coming to the second part of your question, which is pertaining to the training. So as we have implemented online training platforms, so we are using that on optimal ways. Plus, yes, Gen Z is more expecting for the sponsor paid training, which is sponsored by the organizations. So organization need to satisfy their requirement, which can be benefited to organization as well, because if the Gen Z generation is going for the training, then their skill and development is going to useful to organization or hospitals only. So it is a vice versa. If you satisfied your employee in their manner, then yes, hospital will get a good output and good commitment from Gen Z. So these are the steps that we are following at Jivraj. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I don't want that buzzer to go off. So we come to an end of this very informative and helpful panel. I would like to thank all our esteemed panelists for taking the time out and enlightening us all. Thank you to everyone in the audience for listening so patiently. I hope this helped you get some more insights on the topic. Thank you so much.